Hi there, my name is Claire Sakaoka, and this is week 6 of your LinkedIn challenge. At this point, you should be feeling pretty good about your LinkedIn profile. We've gone through a lot of different content areas over the last several weeks, and your profile should be looking pretty good at this point. So today, our focus is on the recommendations section. Recommendations, particularly for small business owners, freelancers, entrepreneurs, anyone who really has hung their own shingle out there. The importance of a recommendation is to highlight the work that you are doing. And a recommendation is something that you can have another person, generally a client, do on your behalf that speaks in a third party way, that speaks a third party credibility, adds some additional credibility to your profile. So we now live in a world where recommendations are the norm. And if your LinkedIn profile doesn't have a good number of recommendations, you can definitely take steps forward in achieving, and it will benefit you greatly. People feel more comfortable reaching out to you to have that first phone call. So the recommendations section, if you do not currently have a recommendation section, you will need to add it to your profile. And you do so up here in the right-hand corner where these are all the different areas of your LinkedIn profile that we can add, and one of which is your recommendations section. Now, my recommendation section is already active, so it won't be listed here. And I'm going to scroll down. It's actually located just below the skills and endorsements section. And once you have activated your recommendations section, or if you are in the process of activating it, you will first need to ask for a recommendation. If you have no existing recommendation, you'll have to ask for one. And with LinkedIn, you have to do that through the LinkedIn platform because LinkedIn wants to verify that the person giving you a recommendation is indeed the person they say they are. They are wanting to ensure and maintain that credibility for their platform. And that's a good thing. So click on Ask for a Recommendation. When you have this screen pop up, you need to be a first degree connection with whomever it is that you are asking for a recommendation. So let's say I wanted to ask Michelle West, also a member of Wobizzle, a founding member. Relationship. LinkedIn asks you to define the relationship. So it's really asking you, during what time frame are you asking for this recommendation from? And for me, since I have my own business, I'm a freelancer, I'm a solopreneur, we are going to talk about how we work together, but perhaps in different groups. Work with you, but in different groups. Or another way to define it, depending on the relationship, would be that Michelle was a client of yours. So I'm going to do that one just for the sake of simplicity. Select your position at that time, hit next. This is the body of the email that will go to Michelle when I ask her for a recommendation. We can customize this to our heart's content. And I do recommend customizing it so that they realize you didn't send this out to 50 other people. Or if you did, customize all of them and nobody will know that you sent it out to 50 people. But send them a nice note. This message would go to Michelle. She would have the opportunity to come back and in a very similar screen, write a few sentences about the work that we've done together. And then I will get an email notification that says, hey, Michelle gave you a recommendation. Do you want to approve it? Go out here and review it. So I go out and I'll review it. And once I approve it, that's when it will appear on my profile. So you have complete control over whether this recommendation appears. And at any given time, you can always remove recommendations if you decide you are changing your career direction, or maybe that person did something heinous and you no longer want to be associated with them. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So let me click out of that and kind of show you some of the way that these recommendations come across. Something that you may be thinking is, gosh, my client's so busy. How do I get them to write a recommendation for me? You may have to write that recommendation for them and send it to them. But one thing to note, again, is that they will still have to go through this process, click in through the LinkedIn email or through their messaging. It also generates a message up here. They will have to go in and input that information themselves. You are unable to do that because of that whole credibility issue again with LinkedIn. But it's pretty neat because you can go through here, and over the years, they just start to build up. And I could actually benefit from going out and asking for a few more because, as you can see, I haven't had a new recommendation for a couple of years. So I would say it's just a good practice to, each time you finish a project for a client, go out here and ask them for a recommendation while it's fresh. So that is week 6 recommendations, and I look forward to seeing you all in the Women of Wobizzle LinkedIn group as we continue to share bonus content from week to week. Thank you very much and have a great day.